Beautiful people. Hello, hello, hello. So, y'all, I feel like I got a little skinnier since last week. Because I did start my fast and I ain't been eating like that. But what's up? How y'all doing today? The kids are back and I really just and I'm in a place of like, yo, we really live in Florida. And now I see my kids like running around and stuff. And I'm like, yo, they really enjoying it. But like my kids are really in Florida. And we're really in Florida. But all in all, I know everything's going to work out the way that it's supposed to. But I did want to get on here and speak about how spirituality saved my life because that is very, very dear to my heart. And I know true healing starts with figuring out who you truly are, right? Because we've been conditioned to think that we're these human bodies. So we operate as these human bodies. And we internalize things, right? Things that we experience, and we think that praying to God, you know what I'm saying, to be healed from it and to be forgiven from it actually fixes it, and it really doesn't. You know what I'm saying? Because there's been many times in my life that I done prayed to God to heal me, to deliver me from this situation, to do this, to do that. And it happened, but it didn't really happen. You feel what I'm saying? And listen, clear disclaimer. I know that there is a creator. The creator has created me. I just don't feel like we are separate from the creator. And I feel like Jesus came here to teach you that. That's what I feel like. Full disclaimer. Okay. I remember praying, right? I was like 12 years old. And I used to be very, very, like, I used to be so big on praying. I mean, listen, when I was going through so much shit in my household, I was like the little girl that would pray. The whole family didn't know how to pray, but I'll be the one that would pray. And I'll pray for 10 minutes and I'll pray for every individual that was in my heart. You know what I'm saying? And I used to pray, pray, pray. And all of these bad things would still happen. I didn't start thinking about, like, you know what I'm saying? It was still bad stuff happening, but near the I'm not even going to go there. But, see, I be jumping all over the place, y'all. Listen, I'm going to get better with this because I got so much that I want to bring out. Like, it just be like... So, right, so I used to be the one to pray for the whole family and stuff like that. So I was very big on it. But I just feel like bad stuff was still happening. I'm like, what am I doing to deserve this bad stuff that's happening? You know what I'm saying? That was as a child. You know what I'm saying? Like, what am I doing to deserve this bad stuff that is happening or experiencing this bad stuff? But, you know, now that I'm older, I understand that, you know, it was all for me to overcome and to build, you know, my character, my strength, etc. So, you know, I used to go through like different churches. I remember I went to church one time. I didn't like what he did. He didn't pass that gold tray around like 5 times. I was like, no. You know, I was doing different things. Like I was doing Baptist and I was doing, you know, I went to Jehovah's Witness. And I remember having a Bible study with a Jehovah's Witness teacher. And when I prayed, I said, whatever I said, I didn't say it through Jesus. You know how when they pray, they were like, through Jesus, amen. I didn't say that. I sent it strictly to God. And she was like, no, 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 no. I'm like, what? She's like, no, you don't pray like that. You have to say it through the Son, which is Jesus, to God. So I was like, but why do I have to do that? Like, why do I have to send it through Jesus to God when I'm praying to God? She's like, because that's the way it is. Okay, hold up. And I was young as hell, and I'm like, yo, this shit don't make no sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, what do I have to do that for? Whatever. So, you know, I still would pray, you know, I still would, you know what I'm saying, do certain things, but everything bad was still happening. You feel what I'm saying? I still would pray, I would ask for forgiveness, I'll beg, I'll plead, whatever. Everything was still happening. You feel what I'm saying? I want to speak on how we are energy, and not only are we energy, but how we are our ancestors reincarnated, because everything is energy. You just have this human body that you sustain, but you could be your ancestor from 100 years ago. You know what I'm saying? You just have a different body temple. You know what I'm saying? You just got a new body. You the last body went, and now, you know what I'm saying, you got a new body. So I feel like we are just energy exchange. So we have these lineages and these bloodlines of things that, you know, happen in our lives. And a lot of us, you know what I'm saying, our families believe in Jesus is coming back, and our families believe, you know what I'm saying, God is in the sky and they're going to go to heaven. You know, they still believe that. And that's like encoded in your DNA. You feel what I'm saying? So now you're thinking that. So when it came time that I like really hit the bottom of the bottom, and I could really, you know what I'm saying, here, listen, you either gonna go to the fucking bottom or you're gonna rise the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? I remember just feeling like, yo, what is next? You know what I'm saying? Because I've been praying and nothing really been happening. What is next? And I remember just pleading. The first thing I started to do was just cry. You know what I'm saying? Because I just wished I had a grandmother that I can go and I can talk to. You know what I'm saying? And I could just go release what it is that I'm feeling, and I could feel like this baby, and I could just feel like, you know what I'm saying, somebody got my back. And what I started doing was I would go in the bathroom and I would just like hug myself, and I would imagine like my grandmother was hugging me, you know what I'm saying? Or an older woman was hugging me. I didn't know that that was activating, I want to say, like my spirit team. You feel what I'm saying? I didn't know that that was activating it. But you know what I'm saying? As I'm pleading, I'm like, just please help me. Just please guide me. You know, please help me. A lot of things started to rotate in my life. You feel what I'm saying? The awakening. And I didn't even know what the awakening is. You feel what I'm saying? Before I stepped into spirituality, I was dealing with Islam. Started to read it, really wasn't feeling it. You feel what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, I really can't. Like, it's like I'm not suited to be a follower. Like, I'm bigger than being a follower. You feel what I'm saying? And even more than that, I don't feel like there's a book that I need to follow, an instruction that I need to follow to have a relationship with the creator. You feel what I'm saying? Like, nah, this shit is too made up. You feel what I'm saying? Like, this shit is, you know what I'm saying, too. Like, how do you got all these creations out here. How like, why you want to be the controller of it? It just felt like in those political texts, in those Qurans, it was just like very egotistical. You feel what I'm saying? It's like, oh yeah, praise, and then you got none for yourself. So basically, you know what I'm saying, I started to get different things. The first thing started to come my way was intermittent fasting, clear your body. You know what I'm saying? Clear your body. And when I was able to start clearing my body, I started to attract more things in. You feel what I'm saying? I started to attract more things in. I didn't meet my grandmother in the astral realm until it was very, very necessary for her to come into my dreams. You know what I'm saying? And tell me, like, listen, stay away from that man. You know what I'm saying? And just telling me that she's been working overtime to protect me. So we got to understand something, right? You have to do the work, period. I feel like religion takes you from taking accountability, and it definitely takes you from doing the work because it wants to dent your energy. Whatever you experience on this physical realm, on this earthly realm with your human body, understand that you internalize that. You feel what I'm saying? So if you think that you are that human body, you are going to operate in that lack and that pain as the human body because you feel like you sustained some type of trauma. Spirituality has allowed me to step out of the human body. You feel what I'm saying? And flourish and understand the importance of energy by being a spirit having a human experience with a soul. You feel what I'm saying? So I feel like with spirituality, it really takes you to the next level of knowing how to master yourself, learning how to really heal. Because when you want to heal as this human body, first and foremost, you're not going to take accountability. You're going to say, oh yeah, let me go pray to God and let me go beg for, you know what I'm saying, some type of deliverance. But you're not even learning from the situation. You feel what I'm saying? Now you get out of this situation, you're still energetically in the same frequency. So you go outside of that situation to attract another situation. You just prayed to God though. You feel what I'm saying? You just prayed to God. So you thought that you wasn't going to get in this situation because you just prayed to God. It don't work like that because the creator is within you. So when you know that the creator is within, you have the ability to create good for yourself or bad for yourself. But understand that the good is going to come when you start to do the work. You feel what I'm saying? When you start to figure out who you are, when you start to get uncomfortable, that's when the good is going to come in. And the bad is going to come in from you just being programmed, you feel what I'm saying, to operate a certain type of way, to, you know what I'm saying, be a certain type of way. So for me, spirituality saved me because it opened me up to different ways. You feel what I'm saying? Now I understand that, listen, I got to hit that little root chakra, you know what I'm saying? Because I understand that I got an overactive sacral chakra. You feel what I'm saying? I didn't know that I should be creating with this. I've been creating kids with it. You feel what I'm saying? I've been creating kids so much now I got 6 kids, 3 baby daddies. You feel what I'm saying? I wasn't even using that energy the way that I need to, but I remember being so creative as a little girl. Understand something, spirituality is going to bring you back to that innocent self, that child self, before you lost your innocence, before you had to grow up, before you had to be the second mom, before you had to be the dad, before you had to be the protector, before you had to be those things. Spirituality is going to guide you back to that because that's your most innocent time. That's the time where that's really who we are. Imagination, like let your imagination run free. You know what I'm saying? Imagination is about manifestation. You feel what I'm saying? Like we're not able to imaginate, like imagination is a part of manifestation. You feel what I'm saying? Like visualization. That's basically what it is. Visualization. Long as you imagine the emotion behind, you know what I'm saying, whatever it is that you manifest and that you can really visualize it, understand that it's there. Right? It's there. It's there. You just have to shift yourself. You know what I'm saying? Something over here going, oh, a red cardinal bird. I love when I see them birds, yo. I love when I see them birds. I love it. I love it. I love it. I forgot what I said. See, I just got caught up. And it's sitting like right here, y'all. Look. Don't worry about my bag. But look where it's at. I hope y'all can see it. Do y'all see it sitting right and directly in front of me? Oh my gosh. They always, yo, I love it. Anyways, confirmation. Yeah, so spirituality has brought me back to like my childhood, what it is that I like to do. I love to create, I love to sing, I love to do those things. Those are the things that I love to do. So now that, I came back to that person because I buried that person when I was operating, I'm saying, as a human being. That child was gone. Like, what? That child? I'm not a child. I'm not a child no more. But now spirituality is tapping me back to that inner child. You know what I'm saying? Spirituality really allows you to connect with yourself. Stop going outside of yourself. We got to understand something, right? Because we are in generations and generations of people that have went outside of themselves and never really did the healing work, getting out of relationship because they really codependent, getting out of relationship because they can't be, by themselves because they ain't have, the love that they needed from their parents. They felt a bit abandoned by their parents. So now they feel like, they have to have somebody with them, and we don't do the internal work. We don't do what it is that we truly need to do, the work that we need to do, and that's not to go outside of self. But that's even with the religious practices. They taught us to go outside of ourselves for everything, for deliverance, for forgiveness, for this, for that whole time. It's all within you. You are God's. The Christ dwells within. You feel what I'm saying? So why are we so fixed on going outside of ourselves? Oh, because I understand that we're in the ego, right? And we want to be accepted by external factors. You feel what I'm saying? We feel like pulling up to the church is making us more godly. Or we feel like going to Bible studies and we doing this, we know the word more, but you so far from the creator. You know what I'm saying? With those, like, if you feel like you really have to pick up a book, you know what I'm saying, and read, I could never read the Bible. The Bible was never going to be read in my book. Ever. I'm not going to read it. It's too difficult. This, that. No. I never read the Bible. I would try to, but I know I just wasn't being myself. It was just something like, yo, this ain't it. You feel what I'm saying? Like, this is not it. And like I said, I always prayed. I always been into that. But it was just certain shit that I couldn't get into. And I feel like I didn't get into it because, let me tell you something, that's not my position. Right now, it's a time to know. And if you ain't in the time of knowing and you in the time of believing, I don't know. You feel what I'm saying? That wasn't my position. I feel like that would have threw me so off if I would have internalized that Bible. You feel what I'm saying? Because I was looking for guidance. That's the thing. We're looking for guidance. So we go outside of ourselves, looking for this guidance. They got us with, the religious churches and this and that and another. Why we have so many different gods? Why is this God named this God named that, this, that? Why can't it be the one creator? There's so much division, in that. Like, why can't we oversee that? Why can't we see that, hello, I don't know if this is making sense. You feel what I'm saying? Because why do I have to go to a church? Why do I have to go to a pastor? Why do I have to go to wherever, to get some type of, oh yeah, I'm empowered because I know God is in my life. Baby, listen, that's so far from the truth, because if you can't put God in your life and know that there's a creator, and let me tell you something right now, really putting the creator into your life is really operating in the energy of God energy. Let me say that. I don't care that you got God in your life and then you be doing some ratchet shit. That's not having God in your life, because you're going to move in divine energy. You're going to move in sovereignty. You're going to be selfless. You know what I'm saying? That's really God energy. That's really worshiping God, because there's a lot of motherfuckers saying they worshiping God, but they not worshiping God right. Because I'm tired of pulling up in the churches and just having a staring contest. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of the staring contest when I pull up in the church. I'm just saying, like, I can feel the energy. Okay? No, that is not what it is. I'm sorry. You should have a relationship within yourself that you are moving in that God frequency, knowing that you are all that is, and God is you, and it's within you, and that's how you worship God, when it's really worshiping you. Because when you move in that energy, guess what? You create beauty around you. That's the heaven. You create beauty around you. How you moving on God frequency? What you think you about to attract some low vibrational shit? No. It's going to reflect what you're feeling internally. That's how you worship God. It's not about, oh yeah, let me go to the church and let me pray, but then when I get out the church, I'm going to go talk about this person. No, that's some hypocritical, egotistical shit that was created. That was created to keep our people to go outside looking for something out there when everything is within. So let me say, spirituality saved me as a single mom with 6 children and 3 baby fathers and a whole bunch of DV, a whole bunch of bullshit, a whole bunch of everything. It has opened me up in different ways. And I'm gonna share those ways with y'all because listen, I can only be real. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I know what it feel like to go on here and seeing all of these dressed up spiritualists and gurus and all of this shit and being like, damn, like I gotta do all of that. Like, no, you don't. You gotta be you, authentically you. That's what you gotta be. Me being up here right now, listen, I don't gotta have the dreads and I don't gotta have all the nose rings and shit like that. A crow right there. Transformation. Somebody's going through a huge transformation. That crow just came up on me. Somebody's going through a huge, huge transformation. I know I am. Somebody going through a huge transformation. Death and a rebirth. Somebody needs this message right now because they're going through a death and a rebirth. And they're going to see this message as confirmation to go further in spirituality because their spirit is pulling them to it, but they feel like they can't do it because they're scared of other people's judgments. And do what the fuck is best for you. Do what feels better for you. And I'm here to tell you as confirmation, listen, spirituality saved my life. I was just saying about with baby daddies and shit and bullshit and problems, my own problems and being molested and all types of shit, growing up in toxic households. When I tell you spirituality got me moving different, it got me moving different. It got me showing compassion. It got me showing grace. I'm unbothered. You can't affect me. I know my energy is potent. So listen, I'm gonna energetically protect myself. You feel what I'm saying? Like, that's how it got me moving. It got me over analyzing. It got me being an observer of shit. I'm not internalizing it because I know it's something deeper. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm gonna observe what it is. And then if you make me feel some type of way, then I'm going to observe how I'm feeling. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm going to figure it out. But do you think that I was doing that shit when I was thinking that God was in the sky? Oh, hell no. God, please just deliver me. Save me, please, God. Just get this man out of my life. Do all of this. No. 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 Because listen, I know that you don't even mean that shit. You going to get this man out of my life. And then you going to go let the motherfucker back in. You got to get tired. You got to step into who you are. You got to step into who you are. You either going to position yourself to be a God or you're going to position yourself to be a devil. There's nothing outside of you. There's no devil. Oh, the devil working. The devil is hurting. The devil's doing this. No, it's you. It's you. It's all you. I promise. It's all you. All you. Nothing outside of you. All you. So if you're attracting some situations into your life, understand that them situations are screaming at you something. They're screaming at you something that you need to learn about yourself. So if you pinpointing that person and you figuring out, what that person have, you better point that motherfucking finger back 2 times so you could get the motherfucking message. Because you attracting that situation into your life because it needs you to know something. Right? It needs you to know something. You can allow this motherfucker to pull you down, but that's that's how you internalize that lesson that I sent in your life. Because you ain't turned that motherfucker into a blessing. You got all the fucking lessons sent right here by dealing with this motherfucker, but you still want to deal with them. All right, cool. Okay. Go ahead. Let that motherfucker bring you to your worst. The low vibrational energy. The devil. The devil ain't the red. No. It's you. It's you. You got a choice. You got a choice. So yeah, y'all. Spirituality. If we locked in, ain't no switching up. We locked in, and I know that this is going to take me so much further. Well, look where it has taken me to. I'm sitting in Florida. You feel what I'm saying? Brooklyn, baby. I'm from Brooklyn. Like, I'm sitting in Florida. Water, grass, trees, nature, birds singing. What? I was just in a path, chilling. Like, I was just in a path. I was just in my car, sleeping in a car to get a fucking City Feps voucher. I was just living in Stapleton. Like, I was just living in East New York. And a year and a half later, I want to say, I'm in Florida. And I'm not stressing. I'm not worried. I'm not worried. I feel like this is the time where don't worry, just surrender. You know who you are. You know your capabilities. You know you have the ability to come out of some shit. Just relax. Reset your nervous system. Tend to your body. Tend to your children. You're doing the work internally. You're doing it. And when you're doing that work internally, it has to match externally effortlessly. Yep. So yeah, you guys, these flies is killing me. I'm out.